This is Amara. She's 10 years old and lives in a small, dry desert village in Morocco with her little brother Youssef. One day while playing by the river, Amara picks up a scarf that was caught in some rocks. It's made of ordinary desert sand, but when she wraps it around herself, she magically weaves an oasis from the sand. Excited, she runs home to show her brother. The next day, the entire village gathers by the river for their annual harvest festival. The celebration is in full swing with drums and dancing when suddenly a gigantic sandstorm appears and engulfs the village. From inside the swirling dust, a mysterious woman with piercing green eyes emerges. She snatches Amara's scarf and reveals herself to be Zarak, the spirit of the sandstorms. She trapped the village in a drought so they would forget about the oasis she had stolen. Without their water, their crops would fail, and the villagers would have no choice but to leave their homes. Then she could reclaim the land as her own. But first, she would use their precious water to grow a beautiful oasis for herself. Just then, a brave young man steps forward, but he's too afraid to take Zarak's staff. His hands begin to shake and he drops the staff. When Zarak bends down to pick it up, Amara takes her chance, leaps into the air and tries to grab the scarf. But Zarak whips around, catches her and throws her to the ground. She's too powerful. There's nothing Amara can do. As Zarak flies away, Amara cries out to her brother Youssef to get help. With the scarf gone, the oasis begins to vanish and the villagers are in danger. Youssef dashes through the crowd, dodging overturned tables and chairs left by fleeing villagers. He spots his sister lying on the ground and rushes over. Though Amara is upset that she couldn't stop the spirit, Youssef reassures her that she did something very important. Because of her actions, the villagers now know that Zarak has stolen their water. Now they just need to find a way to get it back. Suddenly, Amara's pet camel, Sarah, comes bounding through the crowd. Her large brown eyes shine with determination. With Sarah's help, the siblings make their way to the outskirts of town. They need to find a replacement for Amara's scarf, something that can withstand Zarak's power and still weave life into the desert. But what? Youssef notices a patch of tall, spiky cacti, and an idea comes to him. Even though cacti are hated by the villagers for their sharp spines, they are incredibly tough and can survive in the harshest desert conditions. If they can harvest the thread inside the fruit, they might just have a chance. But picking the fruit from the top of these cacti is extremely dangerous. The spines are so sharp that even a small prick can make you go blind. Thinking quickly, Amara ties a long piece of cloth over her eyes so she won't be blinded by the spines. Then she grabs a stick and carefully reaches out to harvest the fruit. One by one, she deftly swats the tops of the cacti, sending ripe fruits raining down around her. She opens each one and carefully removes the delicate inner thread. It's so thin and flexible that it feels like spider silk. This will be perfect for her new scarf. Back in town, Zarak gloats to the villagers about how she'll never give them their water back. She drapes Amara's scarf over a nearby rock and uses a stick to weave sand into the oasis. It grows larger by the minute, becoming a beautiful garden filled with tall palm trees and sparkling pools of water. Zarak is so pleased with herself. No one in this village can stop her now. She dips her hands into the water and splashes it onto her face. It's so refreshing. Then she turns to leave, but Amara's voice stops her in her tracks. "You may have taken our water, but you'll never take our spirit." Amara holds up the cactus thread and finishes her new scarf. It's not as ornate as her last one, but it's strong and resilient. With a deep breath, Amara steps into the scarf. She weaves the desert sand into an oasis, small at first, but growing larger by the second. Zarak turns back and gasps. The oasis is coming back. Her powers are draining away. She tries to grab the scarf, but Amara pulls it back just out of her reach. "It's too late, Zarak," Amara says. "Our oasis is coming back." Determined to win, Zarak takes off her necklace and hurls it to the ground. It cracks open, releasing a swarm of tiny winged creatures. They dive toward the oasis, stinging everyone who gets in their way. She might have the upper hand now, but she's forgotten one very important thing. These are sand wasps, and although they're scary, they're also incredibly lazy. Amara steps out of her scarf and signals to Youssef. He nods and takes off his leather belt. He tosses it to some children and tells them to hold on tight. Then he jumps onto Sahara and races toward the river. He scoops up handfuls of water and tosses them into the air. The children scream with laughter as they run through the falling water. The wasps can't sting them if they're wet. Meanwhile, Amara weaves another scarf for Sarah. She drapes it over a rock and weaves a small pool of water. The camel drinks deeply, then runs back to the fight. She uses her body to block Zarek's path, allowing the villagers to get closer. Now that they're within range, the men grab onto Zarek's wings and pull her to the ground. She struggles against them, but there are too many. Just when Zarek thinks she might actually escape, Amara wraps the final stitch on her scarf. She joins the others, and together they hold Zarek down. She's been trapped here for so long, she's forgotten what it's like to be free. Amara looks into Zarek's eyes. She can see the fear, loneliness, and sadness hiding inside. Taking a deep breath, she tells the spirit, "We don't want to hurt you. We just want our water back." Touched by Amara's kindness, Zarek relaxes. In a soft voice, she asks for forgiveness and offers to become the village's protector, watching over them forever. The villagers agree, and from that day forward, Zarek keeps the desert safe, making sure no one will ever steal their water again. For her bravery, Amara is given a flowing dress woven from reeds. Its loose geometric patterns flow and sway as she moves, just like the water she has brought back to her village. On her feet, she wears sturdy black boots decorated with silver jewels that jingle with every step. They remind her of her journey and all the friends she's made along the way. Amara knows her village wouldn't be where it is today without her scarf. It reminds her of the importance of sustainability and the natural world. It's also a tribute to her Berber heritage and the women who came before her. And to think it all started with a simple scarf made of desert sand. Thank you for watching. To learn more about traditional weaving techniques and how they're made, visit the website below.